like to call the Fremont Town Council meeting to order. Public hearing first.
That'd be you.
You,
I'll help you though, I have all the information.
You hope away, because the first one on the list was, are we doing the dismissals first? Is that-
Whatever you wanna do, I got all three of the dismissals and I've got, the Stevens one too, so.
Okay, well, we can do Steven since he's here. So for his, everything was in compliance, he had it all cleaned up over the weekend, July 8th or 7th and 8th weekend. So, he is all compliant now, so as of the public hearing that we had in February, the total fines were $2,400. And then from February 18th through Monday the 9th, July or June the 9th, would be only $50 per week because it was just for the junk that was left in the yard. So that then will total another $800, if I'm
Yep.
thinking correctly, which was, yep. So that's what I have calculated that they would owe just from those violations from June the 9th, from the beginning through June the 9th.
from February to June 9th.
Is just the additional 800, yeah.
So 3,200 total?
Yes.
Yep, thank you.
It comes from February 18th, which when the order was affirmed.
And
And it
you,
was an additional 50 a week.
and you have maximum flexibility to alter, get rid of, modify, set aside, you can say, we're doing them all, you can really do anything you want. So just know that you can have whatever dialogue you want, I will help you, I don't know if Becky has a particular recommendation, but I just want you to know that you just can't go more than that. And you can put conditions on it, if they pay so much by a certain date, it's this much, and whatever, whatever you come up with, it would need to be approved by motion and authorize the order to be signed outside of the meeting, because of course we don't have an order, because we don't know what you're doing. Yeah, which is fine.
It's a good thing you put yet after
I
that.
can't read your mind, twice as
I don't know what we're doing. 3,200 total, because we had 2,400, then it went down to $50 a week for a value of 16 weeks, which is an extra $800. Discussion.
Becky, you have a suggestion, a thought?
I mean, honestly, I feel they should owe it all just because it was a long, long process. And to me, it felt like it was not worked on right away. Whether there were other issues behind it, I don't know. But then at the very end, it was a quick hurry and it got done pretty quick. So I feel like had they been that speedy on it the whole time, it would have gotten done a lot sooner, which the fines would have been a lot less.
See, as I recall, in the very first hearing when we went over this, I think we were told it would be cleaned up within 30 days, but we gave it 60.
Can
Well,
I,
that's my recollection.
can I comment?
That's up to you, Madam President.
Yes, you may.
We were currently going through a divorce at the time. She put a no contact order on me. Within those 30 days, I could not get on the property. I was not allowed anywhere near the property. Anywhere that she could go, I could not go. I would be in violation and thrown in jail for that. This is why it took so long. I have court orders here that said once we finalized our divorce, says I had 30 days to get on the property and finish it off, and I did it in 30 days. Any fines from here out in my paperwork with the courts, she will be billed for all the fines and fees, not me.
Can I ask a question?
Absolutely.
Okay, so during that time when there was a no contact order, if she wasn't there, could you have went on the property
ma'am.
and worked on it?
No, ma'am. I cannot be anywhere that she is, that she can go, that she owns, or it possibly can be there. I couldn't go on that property at all. Because in her paperwork, it says that she owned the property as well as I did, so that was.
Okay, then through this time frame, did you ever make the town aware of that?
I couldn't come here because she was coming here.
Well, she wasn't here each and every day, and we're talking a period of
Right,
time
but
from February to June.
right, but she can come here. If I was to come here, I would be in violation of no contact order. I could be arrested for that.
Such a thing?
I mean, I think that there were opportunities for him to communicate with you in a setting that wouldn't have violated the order. So it really comes down to
Correct.
whether or not you want to accommodate this gentleman, but the reality of it is the property is gonna get billed, the property owners are gonna get billed. Their divorce decree doesn't bind you, you're not a party to it, so.
Okay.
But there is compliance now, and so for that, there,
I brought in my paperwork if you'd like to see it.
we communicated with, one of the lawyers, I can't remember which one, but anyway, so we did get some confirmation on things going
Or
on.
either his or hers.
Yeah,
That was my attorney.
yeah. Like, what was the name?
Rex
That's right.
Patterson. Yeah, we were trying to be compliant about this the whole time. Again, I can communicate with you, I apologize for that, but there was nothing I could do to get on that property to do anything as far as.
So when we first did this in February, and we gave you 30 days, and we extended it to 60, was that no contact order
That
in
was when,
effect
that's
during
when it
that
was,
60
yes,
days?
that's when it was in effect. I cleaned up the vehicles and we come back here and, then we were just down to the junk that was in the yard and you gave me 60 days to do that. That's when I got hit with the no contact.
Okay.
Who's the property owner?
They both were.
No.
Joint.
No, at the moment it's her property. In a divorce, she has the property now.
But that doesn't affect you. It's
Right.
good, it's okay to know it. The original order was against both of them.
Joint.
Correct.
And that's what this current order will be. So, like I said, if their divorce decree says otherwise, that's something between the two of them, which they'll handle. You'll issue whatever order it is, whatever fine, if any, that you will issue.
And whatever fine, if we so choose, it's not, he pays half and she pays
No.
half, we just want the money from.
It's kind of like if they had a mortgage on the
Yeah.
property and the bank loaned the money and the divorce decree says she has to pay the mortgage. Well, it doesn't, he's still on the mortgage, right?
Right.
And if she doesn't pay it, they're gonna come after him and then he's gotta go after her. It's this.
Okay.
Correct. Correct.
Well,
Yes, yes.
I would like to go ahead and make a motion that we go with what Becky wants and assess the available funds.
All right, so I've got a motion on the floor to go with the total, which is the 3,200. And that motion is by Barry.
Second.
I have a second from Bill? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries for the 3,200.
Okay, a motion, if you would, then to authorize the order to be signed outside of the meeting so that we can prepare it and get it to you to sign. And it will be signed by all five.
Do I have a motion that the order be prepared outside of the meeting, get it to me so that I can sign it, and that way we can execute it?
All five of you will sign it
All
outside.
five of us. So, got a motion by Ashley, do I have a second? Got a second by Scott, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
I'll do that. That takes care of that one, thank you.
Next was Tea Garden property, which was on Jandale Drive, and that is cleaned up, so I recommend that that would be dismissed with no fines.
Okay, we've got an order on 65 Janedale Drive. This is under the last name Tea Garden, and it has been cleaned up, and you're recommending that it be dismissed. Do you have any questions? I have a motion for
Second.
dismissal. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Barry. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
And that, there's two of them, one for me and one for Becky to make sure it's served and for the records. So if you can sign those and get them down here, I appreciate it, at your convenience.
Next on the list would be Musson, and that's on North Wayne Street. And there was some concrete debris that was off to the side of the house, and so that is now cleaned up, so they are in compliance, and I recommend dismissing that with no fines.
So we,
Motion by Barry to dismiss the order on the Musson property at 303 North Wayne Street. Do I have a second? Second. I have a second by Ashley. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
And then the last one was Berlou. And this one we're going to dismiss on the grounds that all parties could not be contacted. So we're gonna say that we can't really pursue that. We'll have to dig into that a little further, see if we can contact them.
And she can start it over.
Yeah,
So once it's sorted out, we'll go back.
if we need to, maybe he'll kind of listen to the letter and try to clean it up before we go after it again, but.
Okay, this is on, well, Shirley Shelton's down here on the corner of 305 North Wayne Street. Motion for dismissal, but it always can be resurrected.
Correct.
Have a motion, do I have a second? Second by Scott, all those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
And I think those were all the orders that we had for tonight, so. I have other things to bring up, which I can do during my department meeting thing too. If you want to close the hearing, it's totally up to you guys on that one.
Would you like to bring anything else up?
It was just, I'll do it at the department meeting. It's
Okay.
really not a thing that needs to be done here, that's fine.
Perfect. Okay, nothing else, that's a public hearing, I will close the public hearing. And then now we'll reopen the normal, regular town council meeting.
Thank you, thanks for coming. Thank you.
So we'll call that to order. First item is approval of minutes. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes? They're on your packet. So motion by Eisler, do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Bill, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We have claims, payroll, comp time, fund, and appropriation reports. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Motion by Barry, do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Ashley, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Old business. You're on the DLZ up there.
Alright. EMB has submitted, pay apps for the streets projects, projects being two.
Go ahead.
So these were pay apps through the end of May. So we've got pay app number 2 for the 2024 streets, in the amount of $463,305.20. And pay app number 2 for Pearl Street, $61,463.07.
Okay, there's two apps out there, and I presume we can put this in one motion.
Yes, you're right.
Yes, we may. We have one for $463,305.20, another pay app of $61,463.07. And do I have a motion for payment?
So moved.
Have a motion by Barry, do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Ashley, all those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Right, and then quick update, on next year's projects that were awarded. All those documents were signed, and those will get back to NDOT, by the end of this week. Coldwater sidewalk, we're still waiting for punch list items to be completed. And then Hope Drive sidewalk, we discussed last month. We're waiting to see if the grass has come in. I think it's come in a little more. But it's one of those things where,
Not quite there yet.
yeah, but is it just,
Is it possible when we do bids, because you can definitely tell from the hydro seeding that happened to not hydro seeding. Is there a way that we can put that in the bids, that if they have to put grass seed down, not hydro seed it? Is that
yeah,
possible?
there's certainly things we can do. Yeah, the difference between this one on Hope Drive is this was a quick, or a low cost
Little projects, yeah.
quote package instead of a full-fledged bid. when we do another quote package, we can certainly
Can change it.
make it more strict, if that makes sense.
Just seems like so much work in order to release that last $500. Any discussion on making a payout on that 500 or still want to hold it?
I make the motion, we hold it.
I have a motion that we are still going to hold that $500. Do I have a second?
Yeah, that's.
Second.
Got a second by Bill. I have a motion and a second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. No payment. No.
Yeah, obviously it's not satisfactory, so.
It's not.
Is that it for you, Todd? We're gonna flip the page. All right.
Yep, that's all I got.
Under the Todd got me the information that we need for the easement, the right of way on Swagger for the trail, and to complete the utility, and I haven't done that yet, so I've got it, we'll get it done.
And I just gave it to him late last week, so no, I just got it to him.
It's off his court wall. It's off his wall, it's in mine.
Okay. Next item on the agenda is truck bid.
Okay, yeah, you ready for it? What's the name in this? Let me see who it's from there, but,
Bucket Boom truck bid, 1991.
at least they printed it big enough for me to read. Troy David Book bids $2,500 for it, and they signed it, so there you go. You can have a discussion about it, or whatever you want to do.
2,500 for that boom truck sitting out there.
So moved to accept the bid.
I have a motion to accept the bid for 2,500. Wouldn't be worth that. Not that I have to spend it now.
we accept the bid.
Got a motion from Bill, do I have a second? Second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
How about that?
Sold.
You did well. I didn't even have to auction it off for you.
Oh. New business, utility credits.
Just your normal monthly credits.
Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Have a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Well, I was looking out for a department head, but next to that, we'll move right along here. We have a part-time hire, which is Richard Reinhardt, part-time on the police department. It was a recommendation given by the Public Safety Committee, very favorable after the interview. And we have budget, everything situated, hours are good. So, any comments or questions on Richard Reinhardt? He's currently with the Steuben County Sheriff's Department. And yes, his schedule would allow him to work with what he's doing, so.
Make a motion, can we hire this
I have a motion by Barry to hire Richard Reinhardt as a part-time police officer. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Ashley. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Next is the Steuben County Economic Development Service Fee. The service fee request for 2026 is $14,400. This is the same fee that we paid in 2024 and 2025. So there is no increase for it. Any discussion? Do I have a motion to pay the fee of $14,400 for the year of 2026?
So
Motion by Ashley, do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Scott, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is the property purchase. This is the purchase of the property at 103 North Pleasant Street. The first thing we would be doing a resolution. The resolution would be numbered 2025-03, giving authorization for the town to make such a purchase.
Reaffirming the appointment of those appraisers.
We'll take over.
That's perfectly fine, we'll save them some money.
Okay. So, any discussion on the resolution for the property purchase? Okay, is there a motion for that resolution of 2025-03?
So,
I have a motion by Barry, do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Scott. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Do I have a waiver for second reading?
so moved.
Motion by Barry to waive second reading. Do I have a second? Second by Ashley. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
We need to make a motion that anything can be signed outside of the meeting.
That's a great question. It was incorporated into here, so unless you're gonna make changes, the purchase agreement is approved as written, so you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yes, if for some reason this purchase agreement has not been looked at by the seller, correct?
I haven't shared it.
So if he would come back and let's say there is something in there that he does not like or he disagrees with, then he can ask that this particular purchase agreement be changed. We can do it a couple different ways. We can throw it back to Kurt, you can rewrite it, redo it. We can take it, I can initial it, change it to that on behalf, it would certainly be in favor of the town. So, if you want to make a motion that we can execute this outside the meeting and make changes so that we can get the purchase done.
So,
I
second.
have a motion by Scott, second by Barry. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
You got it.
Said it was
If
perfect.
you need my help, let me know.
Okay, you just sit right there, I'm gonna come to you yet. Next on the agenda, the police department would like to buy a table and a couple of chairs. That was in your packet. It's not very expensive. And you'd like to put it back there because it really is kind of necessary. And it's a conference table and chairs to go with it. Any questions on that?
So moved.
Have a motion by Bill to approve the purchase. Do I have a second? Second by Scott. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. We have a backhoe that needs repairs. They don't have a cost for it yet. We'd like to get this in the works for fixing it before next meeting. So if there can be a motion depending on how the repairs come in and the costing, that I can approve it outside the meeting.
Do we have any guess on a max?
No, he just wants to get it in there and have him look at it.
And
And,
get a cost on it.
What's wrong with it?
well, to be honest
Is
with you,
it engine, transmission?
He said something with the fuel, something's not right.
System or something, he said.
The problem is that it has to be hauled to wherever it's going, so that's a cost just
Expense
to
of
get
it.
there, yeah.
It's gonna have to be towed.
So they're just looking at no repairs yet.
No repairs yet, because it hasn't even been looked at.
I think we definitely need to get it looked at.
and then if you could give Linda authorization to approve if it's,
Reasonable.
yeah, if it's reasonable, where Jeff feels that it's worth taking care of, because otherwise we'd have to wait a whole month in order to get that.
Make a motion.
I have a motion by Barry to authorize me to approve those repairs as long as they are reasonable. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Scott. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We have a request from the Moose. This has for the planning of fireworks at Fremont Music Fest, which is July 18th and 19th. They are asking for a donation from the town.
Correct.
Thoughts?
We done that in the past?
We have not. This is the first time they've actually come to the town and asked for it.
This is the first time we've ever received an initial request for it.
Do we have a discretionary fund that we?
We have a promotion fund, so I mean, you could do $1,000, I mean, you could do $1,000 if you wanted, you could do 500, you could do nothing, you know,
We could do 200, we could do 300.
Yeah.
Do you feel comfortable?
because we're making a donation for the chamber, for the music fest portion of it, I would feel more, I would say, I'm only comfortable with that low over $1,000
Right.
as far as what we have budgeted for this year, because it wasn't a budgeted item.
It's not a budget item. It's gonna have to come out of that line.
It does bring a lot of people into the community, and, you know, it does have a lot.
And it'd look really bad if we said, no, let's not support it.
Odd question, is there a chance that they don't do fireworks?
Well, what you could do is if you just don't give it unless they do, then you can reimburse them, so to speak, or make the donation after the fact.
After the fact.
I
I
would,
wonder if it's on July 4th.
No,
Or
it's
it's
on the
on the
19th.
19th.
It's on the, yeah, it's on
Okay,
the
so it'll be the 19th of July.
Yeah.
so I would move $1,000 if fireworks are happening in 2025. If they're not doing
For
fireworks in
Music
20,
Fest.
or the Music Fest 19th, that if no
Okay,
fireworks,
so-
no donation.
We have a motion by Bill to do a $1,000 donation to the Moose as long as the fireworks are done for Fremont Music Fest 2025, which will be July 19th. Second that.
Yeah.
Do I have a second? Second by Barry. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Reports from the departments. Fire, no money needed. Police, zoning, street, water, wastewater, park. We've got reports in there. Any questions on any of the departments?
No,
No?
No, it's, the only thing I had to add to my zoning report was that one trailer in the trailer park there on Washington Street, it has been condemned prior to the owners, these current owners owning it. So I had sent them a letter to get it removed, and they replied back and said they're working on it. Sent another letter saying it's been 60 days, it's still not removed. They replied and said they had paid a contractor to come and tear it all down because they could not haul it down the road because of the liability of everything there.
So it has to be dismantled on site?
On site. So I was waiting for the weather to break because that's what they said they were waiting on. So I contacted them finally again today, and they said they're very upset with this particular company because now they're not getting answers from them. So my question is I can restart this process again and try to hopefully push them along, or if you guys are willing to sit on it, then I can, give them the extra time that if they're waiting on a contractor, to know how aggressive you would want me to go with that.
We start implementing fines to them?
Well,
Maybe
if I
push
send
them along.
if I send a letter and say that it's a 30-day fine, or that they have 30 days to get it cleaned up, and if it's not, then the fines start, then that's an order that comes to a hearing, and we can go from there. So that's kind of,
It sort of starts the formal process, so she's wanting to know if
Yes.
that's what you want to do, or you want to wait, or.
because I have been in contact with them, and they have been promising they're getting it done, but now when they're frustrated, I'm like, okay, then you gotta do something.
Right.
You can't keep blaming the next person,
Do
so.
they have it, and this may be a dumb question, do they have it in writing that they're working with someone?
No, well, I haven't seen it.
Because that's,
They could just.
to me, it just makes me question, are they just saying it? Because
Absolutely.
people are inherently dishonest.
Absolutely, and I can ask for that if you want me to, I mean, I can.
I would, personally, for me, at this point, they've tried to go long enough, I would want to see something in writing that says, yes, we're working on it, especially if it's already condemned. Condemned clearly says it's a health hazard in some way, whether it's only if you're in the structure, or is it a health hazard to the structure, like to people and structures around it? It's close quarters down there. And I would wanna see some proof that they're, on paper, that they're legitimately doing something.
I can go ahead and formally start the process.
Yeah.
And then that way, if they say they have something going on, I'll ask for proof of that.
But if they're waiting on a contractor, this is a pretty busy time for contractors.
Right,
So to me, I'd start the process.
Too.
I'll do it.
Thank you.
Anything else to come before the board? Is there anything you
I'm
would
not
like to
saying
say?
anything, you guys are grouchy, tough meeting.
Speak up, we're not discussing the contract. Okay, group, do I have a motion to adjourn?
So,
I have a motion, do I have a second? I have a second. All those in favor? Aye.
I mean, I wasn't gonna ask for a raise.
Well.